Welcome to 24 Hours channel, where we bring you the latest political and social news of the day. In today's program, we will present the main highlights as follows.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to AB News Agency, the Chinese military has detonated a dike in the city of Lakjung, Henan province to release floodwaters. AB reported that the Chinese military detonated the dike in Lakjung city last night local time. The purpose was to release floodwaters and threaten Henan, one of the most densely populated provinces in China. This action was taken amidst severe flooding in Lakjung city, the capital of Henan province, where streets have turned into rivers and a subway train submerged in the floodwaters. Previously, the People's Liberation Army, PLA, of China confirmed that the storm had damaged the Luhong Dike near Lakjung city, warning that it could collapse at any time after a 20-meter-long crack appeared. On the same day, CVTN News reported that the Guanxi Zhui Dike near Lakjung city had been breached. Chinese President Xi Jinping stated that some rivers had exceeded monitoring levels, some dikes had been breached, and some railway lines and flights had been cancelled, resulting in heavy casualties and significant property damage. Flood control efforts are becoming extremely difficult. As of yesterday, the Henan provincial authorities reported 25 deaths due to the floods, while 7 people remain missing, including 2 children. State media in China reported that water levels remained high in many areas of Henan province, particularly in the city of Chongqing, due to continuous heavy rainfall. According to Hongka Zhao Zibiao, the head of the local meteorological agency, was swept away by the floodwaters but was fortunate to be rescued by a passerby. The major flooding has resulted in 1 death, 2 missing persons, and 3,620 people displaced in this city due to unprecedented heavy rainfall. The Chinese Flood Control and Drought Relief Agency has dispatched a task force to Henan province and activated a Level 3 emergency rescue. Currently, about 849 people have been rescued, and 1,500 people have been evacuated to safety. Since 7 a.m. the previous day, nearly 200,000 people have been urgently evacuated in Lakjung city. At least 32 large and medium-sized reservoirs in Henan province have exceeded their flood control capacity due to severe flooding. Ladies and gentlemen, in emergency situations, when floodwaters rise and dikes may potentially breach at any moment, all governments worldwide may choose to intentionally breach a certain section of a dike to minimize damage. This measure is simple and effective, and it receives the consensus of residents in flood-prone areas who are well aware of this practice. Floods in Vietnam mostly occur in the central region, although sporadic incidents also happen in the northern provinces, but to a lesser extent and without significant danger. However, neighboring China has experienced catastrophic flooding for the past 28 years. It can be said that since 1994, when the Jiangxi government constructed the Tam Heap Dam, continuous flood disasters have occurred. The Chinese concern is that flood levels are increasing exponentially each year, meaning this year's floods will be worse than the previous year. The main reason is the Tam Heap Dam, which the Communist Party of China still considers a national pride. In recent years, the Chinese government has adopted a policy of intentionally breaching dikes to save more critical areas. However, we must emphasize that no area is more important than another, except for the capital of the country, as it is where all crucial government agencies are concentrated. The lives of people in all provinces are equal, as everyone has one life. Therefore, it cannot be said that saving one province would sacrifice the people in another. In the eyes of the Communist Party of China, the lives of the people are not of great importance. The most important and significant thing is the cultural heritage of China, recognized by UNESCO. President Xi Jinping has mentioned this and ordered the Suntai provincial government to save over 50,000 ancient cultural artifacts, without mentioning anything about saving human lives. One aspect of Mr. Xi's personality is that he does not inform the military in advance about which dikes will be breached and at what time. As a result, the human and material losses are immense. Many people may not believe this, but it is the truth. Simply put, when the announcement is made about breaching a dike in a certain district, the residents in that area will rebel because the authorities cannot provide a valid reason. The residents will question why the dike is not breached in one section or another, or why it is left to collapse on its own. And of course, Mr. Xi and his party will not have a satisfactory answer for the people. The floods are still devastating the country with the continuous rainfall, leading to landslides and earthquakes. Furthermore, large-scale earthquakes can trigger tsunamis and cause irreparable disasters. The world may have been mistaken in believing that China has the second-largest economy, which is calculated based on theoretical books. It is similar to a Vietnamese official claiming that lottery ticket vendors in Vietnam earn over 300 million dong per month. They just sit there and calculate on paper without delving into the reality. As a result, many people in the second richest country in the world are experiencing famine and thirst. No one knows that floods also bring epidemics, and those within the flood zone have no access to medication. This is a harsh reality that has been proven through some secretly posted videos on social media in China. Ladies and gentlemen, regarding the survival of the Tamheap Dam, last year the Chinese government breached a section of the dike to save the people of Henan province. This approach was correct and commendable, but it faced strong opposition from the international community. Why did they oppose it? This is a question that many people have, and a reporter from Taiwan answered it as follows. The Chinese government knows well that the Yingtu River cannot be tamed when the water level rises too high. After months of flooding, the people carried each other to evacuate their homeland, but the Chinese government imprisoned them for causing unrest. In short, the Chinese government did not allow the people to evacuate from their homeland. Wherever they were, they had to stay there, and anyone who attempted to evacuate was arrested and imprisoned. When the water level becomes unmanageable and the dikes can no longer withstand the force of the water, the authorities then detonate a section of the dike, sacrificing the lives of tens of thousands of people. Ideally, the Chinese government should have allowed them to evacuate before the dike breached or given them a one-day prior notice to flee the area. However, their stubbornness in believing that they can resist and hoping that it would stop raining has led to the catastrophic consequences. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hard to believe that a country like China is experiencing so many disasters. Since late December until now, during the peak period of heavy rainfall, Fujian province has suffered a terrifying tsunami reaching 40 meters high, claiming the lives of over 20,000 people. Following that, there were 2 dual earthquakes in Wuzhen town along the Tamheap Dike. Furthermore, many provinces in the central and southern regions have been hit by multiple horrific natural disasters. According to preliminary statistics, in just over a month of the rainy season, the country has experienced 3 times the number of deaths and missing persons compared to the past 3 years, and the property damage is also multiple times higher than last year. However, weather forecast agencies are still warning of more earthquakes, tsunamis, and other disasters awaiting the country in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, in mid-January, Chinese scientists held a discussion to find the causes of the ongoing disasters in China. This meeting was proposed by Dr. Yasi Yao and approved by the Chinese Communist Party Central Committee. Dr. Yasi Yao is a talented individual highly revered by Chinese scientists for his remarkable discoveries. He has successfully researched many topics beyond the expectations of Chinese scientists. However, his interests are not limited to earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, or any other specific topic. This brilliant scientist conducts research on extraterrestrial beings, the universe, and new weapons. He is often referred to as an extraterrestrial being because his IQ is 120 times higher than that of other scientists. According to various sources, he only sleeps for 3 hours a day, and there are even instances where he stays awake for 2 consecutive days and nights while maintaining normal functioning. One of his remarkable qualities is that he follows the guidance of the Chinese Communist Party. All of his work is done in accordance with the directives of Xi Jinping. His talent has earned him the admiration of Xi Jinping and Chinese officials, as 90% of China's new weapons are inventions credited to him. In recent years, continuous heavy rain, widespread flooding, along with natural disasters, earthquakes, and tsunamis have caused extreme anxiety among the Chinese population. First, These scientists confirmed that extreme weather events have only occurred in China, particularly in the downstream area of the Yangtze River, since the construction and operation of the Tam Heap Dam in 1994, indicates that all the disasters that have occurred in recent years are caused by this dam. According to the Chinese people's interpretation of the theory of transcendence, humans have defied the will of heaven, forcing the river and nature to conform to human desires. However, scientists have dismissed the possibility of transcendence theory since it conflicts with the atheistic ideology of the Chinese Communist Party, which does not acknowledge the existence of divine will or any divine influence. However, the assistant of this scientist mentioned that he has cut back on mitigating the consequences for fear of angering Xi Jinping. This is the only way to maintain his position, even though he dare not speak openly about it. There is another way that people tacitly understand. By providing the reasons behind the frequent disasters affecting the Chinese people, Xi Jinping and his party will come up with their own solutions. However, everyone knows that Xi Jinping will identify the key issue but still keep his attention and that of the Chinese Communist Party. The Tam Heap Dam is the pride of China, boasting the largest and most magnificent dam in the world, which cannot be easily demolished. If it were destroyed, it would be an admission to the world that the Chinese Communist Party made a significant mistake in constructing this dam.
The recent information concludes today's news bulletin of 24 Hours channel. Thank you all for your interest and viewership. Please leave your feedback in the comment section of this video so that our team can respond promptly. Goodbye and see you again.